What we have here is a late 2015 edition MacBook Pro 15-inch, what I consider to be the last good MacBook Pro, or the last MacBook that truly had the Pro in the name, in that you have legacy USB-A ports, you have a keyboard that actually has tactile feedback, you also have an SD card slot, things that I would consider any Pro notebook, even in 2017, to need. Now in 2016, late 2016, Apple changed this. I could create a whole new video about my rants on that, but I won't. I will just say that this was purchased new in July 2016. It is the 2015 edition, but the purchase was July 2016. So it hasn't been quite a year yet. We're still in June 2017. And it's been a great machine. The reason why I'm making this video is because I noticed something today that made my heart sink. And I have really babied this thing. I have a very thick case. I'll show that to you in a bit. Very soft, well padded. I actually don't take this out of the house hardly at all. It's been outside the house a few times back in December, but I really don't take it out much at all. All right. In fact, you can see how it's set up here. It's hooked up. I've got my keyboard plugged in. I've got the mini display port connected to this. This is an Eizo Japanese make display. Basically the same 27-inch viewable screen size that you get with a 27-inch iMac, but it's in an external display. It's not Retina, but the colors are extremely accurate. It's a great monitor. Anyway, I use this setup. I've got my extended keyboard, and I've got a Logitech mouse here that works very nicely with it. So this is the setup I normally use it with. I have the display shut most of the time and use this display as my primary display when I'm at home. So why am I making this video, and what made my heart sink? Well, I really baby this thing, and when I open it, you'll see that this is how I have it. I have this microfiber cloth that's always placed here over the keyboard. You can see it's a Clean Screen Wizard, cleanscreenwizard.com. I did a lot of research on different microfiber cloths, on the thickness of the cloth, on the dimensions of it, which would be most suitable for this machine. And I went with this, and actually when you buy this, you can buy it on Amazon, you get several for your money. So this isn't the only one that I got. Anyway, very nice cloth. It protects the screen in that when you close it, there's never a case, even if you were to squeeze the machine, that the keys of the keyboard would ever come in direct contact with the screen. Okay. Now, why did I even do this? Well, because you've probably read, I'm sure, that the film, the coating on the screen has, on older MacBook Pros, come off, right? And so I wanted to eliminate any possibility of that happening. So to do that, make sure that the keys will never come in contact with the screen. So I always have the keyboard cloth on there, and you can use the keyboard cloth to wipe off the screen if there's any dust or any gunky stuff that gets on there. You can carefully, as I've done on a few occasions, carefully wipe the screen down. And today was the day that I was wiping the screen down, and I noticed something. Of course, we see Barbie now. Of course, this is my daughter's room, so I was laying on the bed and I had a chance, so I just her hand fits it perfectly in the upper left corner. Anyway, we're going to zoom in here, and you can see what sank my heart. And here we are zoomed in. Barbie is now pointing to the location of what we see here is not dust, my friends, but looks like tiny little scratch marks. And what this is this is where the film on the screen has been removed. Not because of rocks, not because of sand, not because of a hard use, not because I've scrubbed and scrubbed. In fact, I've never used a cleaner on this screen. I've only used that very soft microfiber cloth in a very soft way. By the way, for those of you who live in Japan, I have type A blood, and you know what that means. I'm very meticulous and careful. Type A personality and all of that. And knowing about this problem, even before I bought this computer, knowing that older models had it, that's another reason why I bought this, so that the microfiber cloth to put on the keyboard when it's closed, so this kind of crazy thing wouldn't happen. Now it's still under Apple Care. I still have 2 more years actually. But this has started. Why? I only noticed it this morning. I don't know how many times I've cleaned the screen. It really hasn't been a lot. I don't clean it every day. I don't even clean it every week. Okay? Because again, when I'm using my external display, it's it's connected to that display and it's closed. I don't need to, it doesn't get dirty that often. So I don't need to clean it a lot. And nevertheless, this problem occurred. Another angle. I increased the brightness a bit with a higher ISO so you could see it a little bit better on the video. But Barbie once again is showing us the location of it. I cannot stress enough how disappointed I am, despite the fact I used the microfiber cloth on the keyboard, clean by the way, not with minuscule rocks or sand in it, but a clean microfiber cloth, always clean, and hardly ever cleaning the screen. And in cleaning it today, by wiping it, it has this problem. So here's a little bit zoomed out view. You can see it's right, Barbie's pointing it out with her hand again, right in the middle of the display. And it just appeared there at random. There's also another location, a tiny spot in this location. I'll zoom in now. So you can probably see the tiny speck that's just above the F2 key, and Barbie will point that out for us again. This area, that little speck there, is not dust. It is where the film coating, the anti-glare coating, was removed. And here's yet another angle. So very disappointed. And here's what it looks like with the screen on at normal brightness. Not maximum brightness, but normal. You can see Barbie showing us here where the scratches are, which, again, depending on the lighting, can be quite noticeable. And here's another view with same screen brightness. Again, quite noticeable and terribly unfortunate considering how new this is, less than a year old, how I babied it, how infrequently the screen has been wiped, how carefully it was wiped when it was wiped. And this is also showing that the past reports of older 2012, 2013, and so on MacBook Pros, which had this problem, are really no different than the 2015 model. And for all I know is the same as the 2016. And of course you read on the internet, well, it's only in a few rare cases, rare, rare, rare. You hear the word rare, but what is rare, right? Well, let's face it, when you have it, and other people do too, you don't really think of it as being that rare. And I'm not lucky. I don't win the lottery every day, right? So I don't really want to say that I've won the lottery ticket by having this problem. I don't really believe all the stories that it's that rare. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video so you could see that even the 2015 edition MacBook Pro, which is still the best MacBook Pro otherwise, still has this problem. And your mileage may vary. And here's the case I use for it. I'm not going to do a review of the case. That's not what this video is about. Just to let you know that I did a lot of research on what kind of protective cases. It's not the smallest, it's not the slimmest or lightest, it's just the best in terms of protection. TomToc, T-O-M-T-O-C. I'll put a link to it down in the description. You can get it from Amazon. But basically it's very well constructed, and Very soft plush material around the sides. Lots of thick protection all around, and you get a pocket, zipper pocket on the side too. Nothing special about the back side. Very reasonably priced. It fits this 15-inch MacBook Pro perfectly. Great to put in your carry-on on an airplane. That's what I've used it for once anyway. And it's definitely going to protect the MacBook. And again, when I actually had it on the plane, I had that microfiber cloth inserted inside so the keyboard would never touch. Even if it was squeezed a little bit, it's never going to touch. But even if it was squeezed, there's a lot of padding in here, so it's not going to really be smashed down. So just to quickly show you the case that I use.